Hi, everybody. My name is Viviana Osio, and welcome back to Create Like a Chingona, where I teach you how to create really cool stuff. And lately, I've been doing a lot of Lotería cards. And I usually do them in Illustrator, but I want to show you how to do them in Canva for those that love Canva. So come with me today. We are doing El Sol. So as always, Canva is always best when you use the paid version. Some things to keep in mind are what are you going to be using the design under? Now, it depends, right? So today I want to show you guys how I would use it for like maybe a mug or a t-shirt, and that will depend on a lot of different factors. But when I use Printful, the recommended size is like about 3,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels. I'm going to go with like a 5,000 to be safe at minimum. If you think about Loteria cards, they are the width is skinnier than the length. So we're not going to do like 500 by, I mean, sorry, 5,000 by 5,000 pixels. What I'm going to recommend doing is a 4,000 by 5,000 pixels. And I like to do this by going to create. I like to do a custom size and I will hit 4,000 by 5,000 pixels. So go ahead and click create new design. And then it's up to you. I like to have an inspiration, not something that I'm going to copy because you never want to copy anybody, but just have a reference. Um, some people like to recreate the actual Sol Loteria card, and some people have, and they sell it online, and it does well, to each their own. But you never want to copy an artist. So what I like to do is just take a quick little screenshot for reference. This is going to be a stylized version. I do like to upload it and include it just for reference to kind of know that I'm in the right ballpark of things. And instantly, if you want to stay to the original color schemes, it will also bring that in, which is nice. But the first thing we want to do is, of course, get a background color. So if we click on this little handy dandy background color button on the left side, you will be able to access the same colors from the photo. So if you wanted to do that, we're just starting off with this for now. Things can be changed at any time. Nothing's a commitment. It's just to kind of get the ball rolling. And then we have the background, which is that very first, essentially strip around. Then we have another shape on top of that, which is another part of the background. I like to go to elements and search for square or rectangle. Square is pretty decent. You can edit that as best as you want. I'm going to go ahead and kind of start pulling it to the left and then start to drag down to kind of get a gist of this rectangle. Now, if you're like type A personality, you have to have it exactly how, you could literally make the square exactly 4,000 by 5,000 and then just hit shift to bring it down. But we're not going to get super technical. One thing I do like to do is use the position button and make sure that it's middle centered. And then I'll kind of take a look and just make sure that it's pretty evenly spaced all around. We don't want it to be like super like that. As you can see, the space at the top is heavier in space than it is on the sides, which isn't like horrible either, but it doesn't look like a Loteria card. So I do recommend dragging it up a little bit more. You'll know it's centered because these two little lines in the middle kind of come up. If you don't see any higher time, you can go to position and hit middle. But that's looking like pretty decent there. Everything could be arranged. I have put this also on top of the image. That's for reference. So I'm going to also go back and hit position layers. And then as you can see, I have the background color, the first color, the cream color we did, then that photo that got pushed back there. So I'm going to drag it back up by clicking these little buttons or circles on the left side and dragging it up. And then I'm just going to put it here to the side. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of the basis background. That's every Loteria card. I like to also make a little stroke. So if you hit the stroke button, these little lines at the top, I'm going to hit the stroke, and then you can change this up to any color. If you want to do more of a lighter gray, you can even get crazy and do like a bright pink. I always say have fun with it. That's the beauty of it. Make it really girly. That's what I like to do with these stuff. So as you can see, we have a basis, right? The next thing is the main event, which is the sun. Now from here, I don't really think we need too much more. Um, you do kind of have to play with what Canva has to offer you. You can get like super creative in other ways. Obviously, if you go and search for elements, you can literally find a sun, and it's going to be a stylized sun. Anything you see, oops, a little bit crazy there. Sun, you guys being a little crazy right now. Element sun, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, if you go to select see all graphics, there is quite a bit that you can choose from. And you can keep it as simple, as crazy as you want it to be. There's some pretty fun things you can do here. I mean, this one already is like, okay, boom. The graphic here, I think does it for me. Very pretty. If you wanted to kind of edit things to kind of fit this one, so like maybe the brown in this so that it all goes together, I would double click on here and then double click on the color document here and then just grab the hex number here, which is the same number that you'll use maybe on the stroke here. And then I'm going to add paste. And then now it is looking more like cohesive. So what else is missing in the Loteria card? Well, we need text. And you have fun with this as well because there's so many options. But the basis of a Loteria card is what? El Sol. And drag it so it's a little bit bigger. Have fun with what font you want to be. There's so many choices. You can go super scripty font, um, keep it basic. I like the basic one here. You could even change the number to maybe like your favorite number if you're doing custom ones and you want to switch it up. Like seven's my favorite number. I usually like putting my logo here on the top right if you want to start branding yourself. So that's a good place to put it. But yeah, you can position this, go to arrange, and then just make sure it's smack in the middle. This is a really cute version. I'm going to duplicate this just to show you how you can do so many variations. So the El Sol, I'm going to go find El Sol. Oh, not going to go find El Sol because we're not looking for, I don't know if it listens to us in Spanish, but you do want to go to elements. I wonder if you put Sol in, if it would come up. Oh, it does. So maybe it shows you other versions. If you really want to get really unique and create your own version of it, you can go ahead and just type circle. So if you go circle, and maybe we want to do something scripty like the other one, that's another option there. And then we can, like the other one, get very scripty scribbles. We do like scribbles, scribble. Triple hearts. Let's see what that does. This is your Loteria card, so you can do whatever you want on it. You can make it maybe like a heart within it. If you wanted to just keep it all scribbly, maybe for the raise, it would have to be a scribble line. This would take some time, but I think it's worth it to kind of create your unique touch to it. So if you zoom in, there's these little like arrows, and then you can bring it in more. And then I would command copy paste, or you can also go here, copy and paste. And then you keep grabbing these, right, until you have a full sun, obviously. Maybe like mess a little bit with the rays. So that's another option. I'm not going to keep doing that one because we kind of know where that's headed for. But as you can see, there's so many fun ways to mess with it, right? To do things that aren't maybe already here. You can even do like a sun. Oh, not a sun, sorry. Circle. I'm trying to play with like basic shapes where you can edit them and make them however you wish instead of already what they have. Oh, like do you have this like dotted circle? Love it. That's a fun way to play with stuff. You can add this circle, maybe position it behind it. So if we put it that way, and then maybe we can start playing with some fun like brown color. Just keep the black maybe. Maybe change out this blue to be like a contrasty yellow or an orange. Ooh, kind of liking this. And then maybe we do like a triangle. Triangle. And trying to think, oh, this one might be perfect actually. So once again, this is going to take some time, but I think it creates the same effects that you want. It's more of a geometric look. Command copy paste or also copy, edit, paste. It's good to learn commands on your computer because it'll make you like a faster designer. But yeah, basically here we have a version of it that is more geometric. And then I'm also going to copy, group these together, command copy paste, um, and drag it. So I already have like two of these that are ready to go. This may not work in all of it, but slowly but surely you got to kind of maneuver with it. But as you can see, whoops, as you can see, this is forming into a very cutesy one. Now you can literally just save this image, right, and put it into a t-shirt, onto your favorite print on demand, or if you did the printing yourself somehow, that's awesome. Um, there's various ways, obviously, to go about it. I'm going to show you how maybe we can even add a face on this. But yeah, you can literally do this, or you can remove the background from it and then just do one without the background. So I'll show you. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, we have a very cute soul. One thing I recommend is to grabbing them all, taking some time with it. I am doing a very fast way, but you want to make sure everything looks good. Group it, and then if you move it and nothing and everything's not all the images together, then it's not grouped. So I'm going to hit Command Z, and then I'm going to grab the last two of these and this, and then group. And then if you move it, you can see that the pink-ish, lightish purple is still not grouping together. So I am going to make sure. Okay, so it's not going to do it because it's behind it. That's the annoying part about Canva, is that sometimes that annoying, like as we go to position and go to layers, it's in the back. If we brought it to the front, maybe we'd group it together, but we're just going to leave that one alone. Make sure that it is just positioned right middle center, arrange middle center, and then this group thing is also under position middle center, and it is. Perfect. So we have a soul here. You can even add like elements of a face. Ooh, maybe if we did like a Picasso face. What if it has anything like that? Okay, maybe no. Ooh, oh, I don't know. Now I'm getting crazy. Now I'm getting very Halloweeny. Halloweeny soul. I was thinking like a Picasso face, or I'm thinking of like, what's the evil eye? Evil eye. Ooh. So the evil eyes like looks like this. So we could start like making some pretty cool stuff. You could even create like a full-on face that looks like that. Maybe we do another square, not square, sorry, we do a rectangle for the nose, not rectangle, sorry, triangle. Gotta get my shapes together here. Triangle. So maybe like this one, and then minimize it and make sure that the nose is obviously proportionate. But with the eyes, you also want to give them a space. So like if you group these together, and then you position them center, they'll be centered there. Then you have the nose that we can make small if we want. And then maybe we add like lips. This is a very stylized way, but this is the fun of it. Have fun with it. There's no point in doing what everybody else is doing. Maybe it's a girl's soul. Another option is if we duplicate this just so we have a copy, is we can remove that background. We can maybe remove this color. And then that's one option. Now, I do recommend maybe also doing another one where it's right outside it. That way, 'cause sometimes it's just another option for you to have for t-shirts or mugs. It depends on what you're doing. I feel like t-shirts, you can definitely benefit from having not a clear background. It just looks like cleaner cut. And that's like preference. It's a style preference. Everyone's a little bit different on what they want. Now, we do want this because it is going to, I'm trying to get to that back layer so I can bring it to the front. We do want it to have the outline around because if not, then it'll just be a clear background. And it won't look like a Lotería card. It will just look like a square. So that's why I'm adding this outline here. And then I'm just kind of positioning it a little bit more so that it is centered and looks like it fits. Okay, so I wanted to show you the two versions I have saved, which is El Sol like this. And one thing with the page is to make sure to hit transparent background. If you don't hit transparent background, then unfortunately it will not come out how we want it for this purpose. So deselect, hit page 2, and then we're going to hit PNG. We're going to make sure it's transparent, and then download. And then I'm going to go ahead and name this El Sol clear background, just so that I know which one it is. The desktop, and then I'm going to resave this one, just share, download. We want to deselect, select page 1, and then I'm just going to hit, I'm not going to hit transparent background. I'm going to hit done. Download El Sol desktop. Okay, so I should have two options that are on our desktop. I like to use Printful. That's mine. I don't want to show you how to make an account here, but it's pretty self-standard. But if you go to your product catalog and you find a product you like, I recommend using, or actually, I'm going to go to product templates because those are my templates that I already have from my shop. But if I were to use the same stuff that I like to use, like maybe like to use this Cotton Heritage sweatshirt, I'm just going to go ahead and hit duplicate. And once you find your product, you will go ahead and edit the product. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload the design. This is my other one, Singalamida. So go check it out. I'm going to get upload and I'll be able to show you the two versions. So we have Sol PNG 1, apply. And we have ourselves this cutesy little El Sol. We can go ahead and go to the product and start messing with colors. This is what I had before. Maybe like a team red. We could do like a black because everybody wants the black one. Navy glaze, red. There's so many options. And then you'll want to select all the sizes. You'll want to name this what it is. El Sol Lotería card. And then, I don't know, for now, we'll do that. And then DTG is my standard. There's a lot of other options. You can do like embroidery. I don't recommend those for now, but save product template. And then from here, you'd go ahead and hit add to store. Now you do have to be connected somewhere that you will be able to send people, but proceed to mockups. You'll want to tell it what kind of mockups to do, choose basic mockups, and then it shows you different options of what your mockups could be. In the case, they're like hanging from there. You want to name it, your description. I recommend ChatGPT for this. Forwarding stuff, attach guide, continue, and then you'll want to do your pricing as well. So I'm just going to show you for now. I know pricing is like a huge thing, so you will want to do your research on it. I like to make at least anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks on each one. So you'll have to decide that. Then you'll submit to the store and it's all ready to go. Now, I also wanted to show you what it would look like if we did one for the other one, so you can see the difference of it. So if I go back to product templates, this isn't something going in my store at the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit. And then from edit, I will go ahead and remove this, upload the newest design, which is upload, hit El Sol PNG clear. Now, obviously, this is where you could mess around with things. If you wanted it to be a black sweater, then you'd want to switch it to what is white, which is typical, or another color, because as you can see, you can't see it. So you would need to change the product to something that will contrast it more, something lighter. So maybe like a fun one would be this. Oh, I love that. Yeah, like orange. And I really, really love this. But yeah, you have to make sure you're within the standards of the box, because if not, the print area won't print it. But there's also some really cool things. You could do like an outside label, which is like my old logo that was there, but I have my new logo, and then inside label. You could do a right side sleeve. There's a lot of options if you want to get branded, but same thing, you would save the product and then send it over. But it's fun to kind of see it mocked up on here. You could even download the mock-ups and use them for your website and stuff, or even on social media. So perfect. I hope that you liked this version of El Sol. There's a lot of fun ways to start creating, and I'm excited to show you the next one. If you want to see anything specific, go ahead and comment below. Also, I teach beginner Canva classes, so if you feel lost in Canva and you're just like, I have no idea what I'm doing, take my beginner Canva class. If you want to start vectorizing and creating stuff from scratch, I teach a beginner Illustrator class. So see you next time.